Hey, my name is Badass Benny. Welcome to my channel. If you're an ACE, AMAC, and sex human trafficking survivor, you're in the right place. And it won't cost you a penny to like and subscribe and share worldwide. Please leave a comment down below or any questions. Today we're going to talk about why must you report. The primary intent of the reporting law is to protect the dependent adult. A dependent adult means, according to the law, those adults over 18 years of age who have physical or mental limitations which restrict his or her ability to carry out normal activities or to protect his or her rights, including, but not limited to, a person who have physical or developmental disabilities or whose physical or mental abilities have diminished because of age. In my county, the adult protective services in my county, those experiencing a serious, overwhelming life crisis can also be considered temporarily dependent. The fact that a person receives SSI for mental limitations automatically includes them in this category, but does not exclude others who may be dependent. When in doubt, report. This law is for the protection of those adults who may be unable to protect themselves. Protecting the dependent adult may also provide the opportunity to protect other dependent adults in the care home, siblings in parental home, or yet unborn children in a family. It is equally important to provide help for abusive parents and care providers when needed and respond to their action language. If they are unable to ask for help directly, abuse may be their way of calling attention to family problems. 2. What do you report? The following types of dependent adult abuse must be reported by all legally mandated reporters. A. Physical abuse, assault and battery resulting in physical injury inflicted by other than accidental means on a dependent child by another person. Penal Code 240, 242, and 245. Another person includes other dependent adults as well as children under the age of 18. B. Sexual abuse includes sexual battery, rape, incest, sodomy, oral copulation, penetration of a genital or anal opening by a foreign object, and other sexual abuse as described or a dependent adult by any person, stranger or family. C. Neglect, which includes both general and serve. D. Intimidation. E. Cruel punishment, willful cruelty or unjustifiable punishment, which includes willfully inflicting or permitting unjustifiable mental suffering and cruel and inhuman corporal punishment resulting in injury. Penal Code 273. C. F. Fiduciary abuse, a situation in which any person who has the care of a custody of or who stands in a position of trust to take secret or appropriate their money or property not in the lawful execution of trust. G. Other treatment with the resulting physical harm or pain or mental suffering. H. Deprivation of goods or services which are necessary to avoid physical harm or mental suffering. 3. Who reports? Under the law, certain groups of people are required to report. They include A. care custodian. That's an administrator or an employee of a health facility, clinic, home health agency, educational institution, shelter, workshop, camp, respite care facility, residential care institution, including foster homes and group homes, community care facilities, adult care facilities, regional center for persons with developmentally disabilities, licensing worker or elevator, a public assistance worker, adult protective services agency, patient's rights advocate, nursing home ombudsman, legal guardian or conservator, skilled nursing facility, intermediate care facility, local law enforcement agency, or any mental suffering who performs duties. B. Health practitioner means a physician and surgeon, psychiatrist, psychologist, dental resident, intern, podiatrist, chiropractor, licensed nurse, dental hygienist, marriage, family, and child counselor, which, by the way, my mother was a marriage, family, and therapist. Or any other person who has currently licensed or unlicensed who treats a dependent adult for any condition, a coroner or a religious practitioner who diagnoses, examines, or treats dependent adults. C. Nursing home ombudsman means the long-term care ombudsman of the Department of Aging. The ombudsman coordinators of that department and persons acting in the capacity of a regional ombudsman on behalf of approved organizations as described in Chapter 9, commencing with sections 9700 Division 8.5. That's in a certain book that they carry through the state penal codes, like institutions and stuff, that I don't have. D. Patient rights advocate means a person who has no direct or indirect clinical or administrative responsibility for the patient and who shall be responsible for ensuring that laws, regulations, and policies on the rights of the patient are observed. E. Local law enforcement agency means a city police or a county sheriff's department or a county probation department, and any other person may report known or suspected instances of dependent adult abuse. Four, when do you report? Dependent adult abuse must be reported when one acquires a knowledge of or observes facts which give rise to a reasonable suspicion. The law says reasonable suspicion occurs when it is objectively reasonable for a person to entertain such a suspicion based upon facts that could cause a reasonable person in a like position, drawing when appropriate on his or her training and experience, to suspect dependent adult abuse. Although wordy, the intent of this definition is, if you suspect, report. You must make a report immediately or as soon as practically possible by phone. A written report must be forwarded within 36 hours of receiving the information regarding the incident. Written reports must be submitted on Department of Justice forms which can be requested from your local Adult Protective Services agency, police, sheriff's and county probation, or county welfare department. 5. To whom do you report? In California, you must report dependent adult abuse to an adult protective agency or a local law enforcement agency. Reporting procedure is: A. Call Adult Protective Services, APS. They will take all information from you over the phone and begin their investigation. If urgency is required, contact law enforcement first, then make the report to APS. B. Follow-up phone report with written report within 36 hours. Cross-reporting does occur. A report reviewed at the welfare department through APS will be forwarded to law enforcement and vice versa. 6. Immunity. Those professionals legally required to report and who do not report or known or suspected abuse have absolute immunity from criminal or civil liability for reporting as required. WNI code 15634. I'm not sure what WNI codes are, but institutions that have, like, a marriage family therapist have their own penal code, their own words and verbiage, and therapists, all kinds of things. Police department as well. So immunity. Any other person reporting a known or suspected instance of dependent adult abuse shall not incur civil or criminal liability as a result of the report, unless it can be proven that a false report was made and the person knew the report was false. This does not mean a reported person will not attempt to sue. Any person can file a civil complaint against you for making a report. However, the suit should be dismissed in court under the Welfare and Institutions Code 15634, and this provision states that a person may be reimbursed for legal expenses if a suit arises from the reporting as required. So what are you going to do to take care of yourself today?